Hi, my name is Chris Kaplan. I'm here with Evolver Intensives. I'm with Suzanne Taylor, director of the award-winning documentary One on Earth, and host of our next Evolver Intensives, Crop Circles as a Portal to Personal and Planetary Transformation. And she's here to talk a little bit about the course.
Well, I was very excited when I was invited to host this course because when we're dealing with crop circles online, we're so frequently in arguments. Are they real? Aren't they real? And we don't get down to what's really important about the crop circles. First of all, they are not all made by people. Yeah, there are hoax formations, but there's a real mystery. You just can't account for all of them, and that's what we're interested in. And I was also delighted, because I do a lot of talks, I do a lot of presentations, and I'm always doing sort of Crop Circles 101. That's what the audience wants. But this is going to be much more than Crop Circles 101. We'll touch on the basics, but we're going to take off from there into why these crop circles can matter. It's thrilling when you really move into the real body of what these crop circles can be doing here, and it's why I'm interested in them. They're not just pretty things that we look at and go, oh, how interesting. No, they can change the world. You know, if we knew we were being visited by another intelligence, it would open our minds to a much greater reality. So, to me, the crop circles, my interest in the crop circles was preceded by my interest in consciousness and our worldview and why we think the way we think and how we have to change the way we think. So I brought into this course, or we brought into this course, some of the most interesting people who have had significant involvement with the crop circles. And they're going to take you into far-ranging subject matter of how the crop circles lead us to considerations of the universe, to considerations of who we are, what we're doing here. Maybe I'll say a little bit about the various participants. You probably don't know that the United States has had a very, very significant history of crop circles, and we have a very active crop circle research group here, and they'll put the material into the laboratory, and they'll do analyses to see if we can be making them. And Jeff Wilson is the head of that group. They have a little conference every year, and he'll be doing the first presentation. Nancy Talbot is science. Without Nancy, we wouldn't have had all the lab reports that show us that, in fact, we can't be making all these circles. And she'll also go into some very, very interesting things about someone who gets crop circles all around him in the Netherlands, and he knows when they're coming. And there have been a couple of them that have formed in Nancy's presence with this particular individual, and much more about him. He's one of the most interesting people on Earth, and you'll be hearing about him through Nancy. And then John Martineau, well, Mr. Wonderful in terms of doing the original work that showed us that there was real magic in the geometry of crop circles. But John's now gone on. He's got a brilliant mind. He publishes wooden books, if anybody knows those, every esoteric subject. And he'll go on and talk about the geometry of the early crop circles, which you will find fascinating. Just as information-laden as the very complex ones, and we didn't know that until John actually did the work on it. And he'll go on from there, the geometry of the solar system, the patterns of plants, the balance of the universe, sun and moon, and the geometry of rainbows and halos. So a brilliant mind. You'll really enjoy him. And our last presentation is Gary Bobroff, who has one of my favorite slideshows. I'm going to read the title of his book, Jung, Crop Circles, and the Reemergence of the Archetypical Feminine. A brand new book of his. It's his PhD thesis, and you have never heard anything like this. You've never heard about how Jung and psychology and crop circles, how all that relates, and how the historical perspective in which we separated from nature, separated from our lunar aspect and went into God outside ourselves, which was our solar aspect. It's created a lot of difficulty for us. And the crop circles, as he perceives them, are calling us back to our earlier state in which we were in touch with nature and felt ourselves to be part of it. And joining in, maybe in more than one, definitely in the last one, it's Daniel Pinchbeck. Of all the people who get on the lecture platform to speak, there's only a few that really are saying something that is fresh and exciting and tunes you into the historical reality and where we are, where we could be going, and Daniel Pinchbeck is one of them. So that's a very brief fling through all the 4 different courses or 4 different classes in this wonderful webinar, and I hope you'll be joining us.